Hey, what is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. So today is a very sad day because we think we might have broke something on the supercharged Integra, and I don't think I introduced it to you guys, but this is a 1994 Acura Integra with the Jackson Racing supercharger V18 and making them around 250 horsepower. That's just enough for this little car. But right now they're taking the heads off so we can see what's wrong with it, and we think it might be a bent valve, but we're not too sure. But I'll get to you guys when we take the cover off.
Right, roll backwards a little bit.
Alright, sorry for the loud noise, but we think we might found where the leak came from. As you can see, that thing is inflated. And it's not supposed to be inflated. So, that's bad.
Where is it? Right here?
Right there.
You got completely wrong?
Yeah.
If it is, then we found your problem.
So what? So it's a leak from there?
No
air.
We don't want it to leak from anywhere, bro.
No.
It's on your exhaust side.
So it's exhaust valve that.
That broke on number 3.
Take it off.
Awesome. What is up, you guys? It's day 2 of trying to take this head off. So I'm gonna start by taking off the distributor and then start taking off these radiator hoses, then the head. Just get all of this stuff off, that disconnect from the head, and then later my dad's gonna help me take off the belt, and we're gonna try to figure out how to take off the supercharger, because that is probably going to be the difficult part. Alright guys, this is future me. I'm not going to show you the video yet. This is going to be before me taking apart the head. But here's the video from the night before we taking the head off. And I'll show you guys right now. Apple City, later. So that was a pretty good race right there, and once my dad hit 4th gear, it pulled on that truck hard. But we raced before with the what?
Even with the hurt engine.
With the hurt engine. So before that race, we had one race. Well, I don't know if we call it a race. Yeah, I guess. So what happened was he was in 3rd, and I guess he might have misshifted and then downshifted. So like it went all the way to 10,000 RPM, and that was not good for the motor because it's not supposed to go to 10,000 RPM. It's supposed to go to what, 86? Yeah, that's a lot. 1,300, 1,400. Yeah.
Alright guys, as you all know, Jackson Racing Superchargers, they don't make them anymore. This is going to be a video on some of the steps, how to remove it, install it. We're going to take off the head. We already started by taking off the valve cover, timing belt cover, header bolts. We drained the coolant. We're going to disconnect the vacuum hoses and the harnesses. So pretty self-explanatory. We'll get back to you once we get into some trouble. Alright guys, it looks like I'm missing a bolt, an adjustment bolt right here. To this right here. I don't know if you can see, but you gotta loosen this piece in order to get the belt off. So first things is we gotta take this belt off and then go from there. Yeah, there's that little bracket. Missing this bolt right there. Alright guys, so here's another bolt weight on there that we have to get to. I don't know if you can see it, but there's an extension to it, and Elijah's trying to get the bottom bolt right down there. Loosen that so we can loosen the belt. That's the alternator one. Here we go guys, we got some progress. We got the timing belt off. We got the injectors, the rail out. We got all the hoses disconnected, all the belts off. Looks like we're gonna be able to leave the supercharger in there. Got all these hoses popped off. We're working on the headers right now. Elijah's down there. And Park Tool comes to the rescue. So we need to get these bolts out right here. They're Allen wrenches, but I don't have one long enough. So they look something like this inside there. Alright guys, so we're back. We got the headers off. We're about to start taking off the cam holders. You have to go outside in on those. Supercharger, we got that off. It's just dangling there now. I'm curious to see the condition of it. Oh, still looks pretty good. The headers are just hanging on there.
Alright, so what he meant by the outside is obviously the outside bolts first, which are the 10. And then, well, I started from here and then going up onto these 4 right here. And then I'm gonna switch to the 12 and then do the same thing going outside and then the inside.
So when you get that, all the bolts loose, pull them out like that. Want to make sure you put them just how they go, just how they came out. I usually lay them sideways. There you go. Keep them all together. So then we do the same thing with this one. And then these are all labeled. I don't know if you can tell, but there's numbers on the inside. There's a number right there. There's a number right there. Number right there. And a number on the outside. So no way of getting them mixed up, but you want to kind of keep them together. So these ones are a little tough to get out. I like to just give it a little persuasion right there. Those come out. Usually you want to do this on the inside. Just to loosen them, get them free. there, and they should all be pretty free. Right here. I don't want to keep it together. Just like that, and then I'll put the other ones in line. So cams look to be in pretty awesome shape, actually. No extra wear or nothing. For being supercharged for this many years, this is actually pretty good. The head looks really good.
So as you can see, these two right here are the gas saver ones when you're in low RPMs. But once you reach a certain RPM and you push the throttle all the way, this is the VTEP cam lobe, and
that's when it goes.
But on this motor, we had a supercharger, so we can't really hear it or feel it because it's just instant power. You need a turbo the world. No, I'm playing. This supercharger, or all superchargers, they sound really cool too.
The supercharger has been really reliable. The supercharger is actually really good all throughout the power band. Instant power as soon as you step on the throttle, and it just wants to get up and go.
It whines too much.
So this is the exhaust cam. Just gotta be gentle with these things. They're pretty fragile. I mean, they could take a beating, but don't want to abuse them.
You don't want to go 10K RPM on a 86.
And this is the intake. The way you can tell the difference, the distributor lineup. So that's how you can tell them apart if you get them mixed up. That's how you'll be able to get them apart. Alright guys, I think we're ready. We are ready to take off the head studs, which are
Day 3. Don't forget that. Day 3. Take the head off.
This is only day 2. This guy's working on his growl over there.
Yes, it's been a very long time. You'll see it later in the video. For this video.
But first, the wife's famous lasagna. Woo-hoo! And then back to it. So I think I got everything off. The head is loose. I just need that guy to finish over there, mess it around, and then we can pull this out and see what's wrong with it. I might try to pick it up myself. Hang tight. There we go. We got it off. Pistons look fine. Supercharger looks good. The head. Time to start taking it apart. I'm gonna take the manifold off and all the accessories, and then I'm gonna test it.
Alright, so we got the head off and everything looks good. We still don't know if we have a vent valve, but there's a high chance we did. And the pistons, you say they look good or they look bad?
They look good.
Look good. Supercharger back there. Looks good inside there. I checked it. Now
I want to start taking the lifter rod out. Go ahead. Hold on. So you want to keep them together. I like to label it, which that's number 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is number 4 on the exhaust side. That's where I put it right here. All right, so I like to put them in order, just as it took them out. So I labeled it intake, exhaust, 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's what we'll do. Alright guys, so the machine shop can do this for you, but this is basically what they're going to do. And now, if they are leaking, you'll see this go down within a few minutes. So we'll come back and check in a few.
so it looks like the water is actually leaking from number 2 on the intake side, and we thought it was number 3,
tested number 3, so it should have been leaking on number 3.
On the exhaust though.
On the exhaust side.
And it's not leaking from the exhaust.
Nope. But it keeps leaking from number 2.
Number 2 in the intake. See if you guys can see it. I don't know if you guys can see on the camera. Probably. Or not. But there's like a little drip water right there. Yeah, that's weird. We just have to get the valves taken out to see which are bent. Yeah, we're gonna have to take it to the machinist shop and get the valves taken out. Alright guys, so I'm gonna take this part off and clean inside of there because it's really dirty. Let me show you guys. I don't know if you guys can see, but it's like dirt in there. So I'm gonna take this apart. And it seems to be like 4 10s around, and I'm gonna get to it. Alright guys, so they replaced all of the valves because there was 3 bent exhaust valves, right?
3 cylinders, so 6. 2, 4, 6.
Okay. Oh, so 6. And I have 5 at home. And you could kind of tell they weren't as bent as like this. It's super bent, but they're all fixed now. And they cleaned it up. So, I'm gonna be slapping it on later in the video. Alright, looks really, really clean. Just want to thank Mid-State Cylinder Heads for doing it. They were really great. They did it really fast. We thought it was gonna be later this week, but they did it last week. So, yeah, I just want to thank them. Huh?
Give them a shout out.
Yep, give them a shout out. So, I'll see you guys when we start putting the head on. Alright guys, so now we have a catch can because if you're boosted you need a catch can. So right now we're gonna put the head on and all the internal stuff, and then after we're gonna put the catch can on, and that's gonna be the last thing that we're gonna be putting on. So let's get to it.
So we're gonna start with the supercharger. This right here.
Supercharger first.
This one goes in here, right here. What'd that feel like? No. Alright, feel my.
Alright guys, so we finally got the thing done. So right now we're gonna prime it, see if we have any fuel leaks or anything, and then check the fluids. And it should be ready. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
This is only day 200,866 on the build.
Yep. Alright, ready to prime it? Ready?
Yeah. Again?
Everything's good?
That's okay. Hold on. Alright guys, we finished it. We just did a fuel system prime. No leaks. But check it out. Cold start right here. First step, third, and after the head.
Alright, we're gonna do cold start. Make sure it's in neutral. Alright.
Alright, so take two.
Take two.
I know what it is. Very important.
We
That's what
forgot.
gives you the spark.
Alright.
Alright, try it again.
Alright. Take three.
Take two.
Take 2.5.
She's alive. Sounds good.